After decades of QSL operating Queensland's bulk sugar terminals on behalf of the state sugar industry, terminal owner STL has announced that it will stop current arrangements with QSL and run the terminals itself. The announcement, made with no industry consultation, has sparked outrage amongst many cane growers and sugar millers who fear the risks associated with a monopoly owner-operator taking unregulated control of these important industry assets. Current terminal operator QSL is an industry-owned organisation that has operated the bulk sugar terminals for decades. It does so on a cost recovery basis only, leveraging its not-for-profit status and tax concessions to minimise costs for the industry it serves. In contrast, terminal owner STL is a listed company that is driven primarily by maximising profits for its shareholders, rather than serving the best interests of the Queensland sugar industry.
QSL works for us, the growers and millers who it serves. But for STL, we are a revenue source for its shareholders. Without the industry's representative QSL keeping costs low and providing transparency around these, what's to stop STL making the most of their monopoly ownership and squeezing even more money out of our industry?
STL's allegiance lies with its shareholders, and it's not like we can go somewhere else. The last thing we need is a monopoly owner-operator of the state's only bulk sugar terminals. I think STL has lost its industry focus.
While STL was initially set up by the sugar industry to give all of industry a say in its activities through both grower and miller-owned shares, now 2 milling companies dominate the shareholdings and are able to select all 4 industry directors, plus independent directors and executive board.
STL's shareholder base has changed over time, and as a result, the interests of growers are no longer properly reflected on the STL board. Instead of equitable representation, we have 2 foreign-based milling companies with enough M and G shares between them to have effective control over STL's board and Queensland's critical terminal assets. Not any one company should ever have control over STL.
STL talks about the conflict of interest with QSL being the marketer of sugar, but over the years QSL has put management mechanisms in place for no conflict to occur. What STL isn't telling people is that QSL has both miller and grower members, similar to the share structure of STL. And the other issue that really concerns me is inactive cane growers in voting. Many people have sold their farms over the years and held onto their STL shares, and they do not vote. What I personally want to see is STL clean this matter up first and then look at other issues in their business.
Despite claims that it will reduce operating costs by taking over terminal operations from QSL, STL has increased storage and handling charges to industry since the 2017 financial year, while QSL's terminal operating costs went down during the same period. STL has sought to link removing QSL with an increase in revenue diversification, but QSL has a track record of progressing a range of non-sugar products to increase terminal revenue, such as the wood pellet loading in Bundaberg.
There is also talk that QSL hasn't done enough in value adding, and the STL can go in there and they can just revolutionise the whole industry and the whole terminals and put all this new value adding, but at what cost to the industry? At what cost to our sugar?
For more information about the Queensland sugar industry's fight to reverse STL's decision to remove QSL as operator of the state's sugar terminals and how you can help, contact your local grower organisation.